In the previous lesson, you learned how to make text appear on the screen. Today, we'll go into more detail about typography and text styling. Let's take a look at headings. Headings are like titles or subtitles, and there are 6 levels of page headings. We can use the H1 tag down through the H6 tag to display headings. The H1 tag will display the largest text, while the H6 tag is merely a small subtitle. You can put secondary text next to the heading by putting the secondary text in a small tag. You already know what the P tag does, but the P tag has a class called lead, which emphasizes the paragraph. Class is an attribute that works with every tag in HTML. P also has the classes text left, text right, and text center, which are used to align the paragraph within the body. You can also use multiple classes within the same tag. Just separate them with a space like this. Now the text is both centered and of class lead. To display text in bold, italics, or underlined, we can use the strong, EM, and U tags. To color text, use the style attribute. It is important to note that the style attribute contains CSS, a different language used to stylize a web page. Define color in the style tag like this. This table displays some common color names, hexadecimal codes, and RGB codes. To put a quote on a web page, use the block quote tag. Inside the block quote, use a P tag for the actual quote and a small tag for the source. The pull right class can also be used on a block quote tag. Let's take a look at making a list. In HTML, we have 2 different types of lists. Ordered lists are usually numbered and can be used for chronological steps, while unordered lists are generally bullet points and are used for things where the order does not matter. The list is constructed as follows. For ordered lists, use the tag OL and give every item within the list an LI tag. The same is true for unordered lists. Use the UL tag and give the items within an LI tag. There are also some special tags that you might want to be aware of. The BR tag is a page break. It's like clicking the return key on your keyboard. The HR tag defines a thematic break in a page. It inserts a line between 2 texts. These 2 tags are special because they do not have closing tags. The events are called only once and therefore do not need a closing tag. Sometimes people insert a slash after the tag to show that the tag acts as both opening and closing tags. While this is not actually necessary, it helps those who are reading your code understand it better. The last thing we're going to look at today are comments. Comments are texts written inside an HTML file that the web browser ignores. Anything you write between comment tags will not affect the rendering of the page. To make a comment, use a special tag which looks like this: a caret, an exclamation point, and 2 hyphens. Unlike the doc type declaration, the comment tag has a closing comment tag, which looks like this: 2 hyphens and a caret. Here is an example of a comment in a program. Okay, let's take a look at everything we've seen so far. Here is a blank file called shoppinglist.html. We'll start with the standard doc type declaration and HTML tags. You've seen these already. In the title, we'll write the word shopping list, and then we get to the body. On our web page, we want to have a header. Let's use an H2 tag for the header. Let's also put the date next to the header, and to do this, we'll use the small tag. Remember that the small tag closes before the H2 tag closes. Then we'll want to have the actual shopping list. One grouping of items is frozen food. Let's put a subheading that says this with an H4 tag. And because the order doesn't matter, we'll use an unordered list. Inside the unordered list, we'll include a couple of foods that we need to pick up. I'm going to do the same thing for toiletries, a heading and a couple of things to get. Next, let's include a thematic break by using the HR tag. That's because we're going to include directions to the supermarket in our shopping list. Because the directions need to be in order, we'll have to use an ordered list. In case we come back later to edit the code, let's include some comments to help us remember what we wrote. Remember that the computer completely ignores comments, so feel free to use them as you wish. And this is what the shopping list looks like. Next lesson, we'll look at organizing the web page.